Hello, everyone. Hello, hello,
Hi,
hello.
everybody. We are here. We are here.
We are here.
Mindy's not ready.
I am not quite ready. No,
I'm
I,
not
I had,
ready.
I had things to do. Angie and I just got done with a meeting.
We had a very important meeting.
We
Yes,
did.
very important business meeting.
We got a lot done
We
too.
did. I know. I felt like that was very productive.
It was. I think our plan is working,
It
Angie.
is.
We got
Yes,
a
I think
plan,
it is. We have a plan. We implemented a plan, and
and it worked.
yep. As long
Yes.
as I have a plan, I can, follow through.
See, I know. It's a good thing we spent all that time in the car devising a plan.
Well, I don't know if that was a good thing or not.
Oh, well,
I'm
Uh-huh.
kidding.
I'm gonna run and do something real quick and then I'll be back. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna be gone long. It's short. Promise.
Okay. So we, any of you that don't know, Mindy and I just spent a lot of hours in a car together last week. And it's funny because we were roommates together at last year's Great Lakes Escape Retreat. And we thought that, we knew everything there was to know about each other. But there's nothing like a road trip, being in a car with someone for that many hours that really get to know, the nitty gritty, because after 18 hours in a car, you talk about pretty much everything. So I think I know, we know what each other's first car was, and second car, and third car, and fourth car, and that kind of thing. And our first experiences, if you know what I mean. So we learned a lot. Yeah, we learned a lot. And yeah, we got some stuff done too. But so I wonder, you might be wondering why I have two shawls here. Well, and here's the reason. This was the shawl that I tested out when I ordered this big twist yarn before we officially started this Crochet-A-Long. And then this was the yarn that I wanted to use for my actual shawl. And it was a combination of two Expression Fiber Arts fingering weight yarns that I had gotten in consecutive years from the Lone Star Retreat. Well, I've got 3 repeats done, and I can tell already I'm not going to have enough yarn to finish this. But I'm not giving up on it just yet, because I've got 2 ideas. First of all, one of the ladies that was at the No Frills retreat that Mindy and I were at, she was at the Lone Star Retreat, and she's not a knitter or crocheter. And so she's offered to send me her yarn that she got in her swag bag. So if she does that, I'll be able to finish. Hopefully I'll have enough yarn and be able to finish this one out. If not, it's still pretty, and it'll be a good commemoration of my retreats. So I was thinking I could just hang it on my craft room wall, kind of as just, a little pretty thing, if I don't, end up using it as a shawl. So because I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to complete a shawl out of this, I decided that I am going to work on this one. So I did my extra section in this one also. So I'll wait for Mindy to get back before we say hi to everybody. And you guys are going to be shocked as all get out, because if you were to guess which one of us two didn't quite get all of our rows done in preparation for this week, I'm sure that you would all assume that it was going to be me that didn't get all of her rows done. And you would be wrong. Mindy's on her last row.
I am on my last row.
So I finally did something right. Mark that down on your calendar.
I have been very busy today.
Yeah, I know.
I've done a million things today.
Yeah, I've had a hard time too. I was telling Mindy I brought home a special friend from our road trip to Texas, from sitting so long in the car and at the retreat on my bottom.
Your friend?
I brought home a special friend in the way of hemorrhoids. I've been having a hard time sitting on my bottom this week to crochet, because I have special friends down there that are making it difficult to sit.
Oh boy.
I know. Yeah, so we are early. I have to get off here early today. I have to go pick Nate up. He had to stay after school today for band rehearsal. They have a district orchestra competition thing tomorrow, and so they have to practice.
Imagine
Practice,
that.
practice, practice.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah. So they had a thing last weekend while I was gone, and I didn't know that this was going on this weekend. So last weekend they had one, but that was just for solo and ensemble. And then this weekend is the big one. So
Mm. So did Nate do a solo with somebody
he
else?
did an ensemble.
Okay.
Yep. He did.
Okay. Got ya. But that was a dumb question of me to just ask the way I asked that.
Why?
Because I said, did Nate do a solo with someone? No, he
Oh.
didn't do a solo with anyone. That would have been by himself. I meant to say, did Nate do a solo or an ensemble with others? That was the question. Anyhow,
Anyhow.
I've done several solos and ensembles.
I don't know if they allow freshmen to do solos at his school. I mean, maybe but I don't think any of the freshmen did solos.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so let's say
This is all new. This is all new to me. This whole
I know,
band
right?
thing. This
I
is
know.
all new to me.
Let's say hello to Emma and Sherry and Jody and Catherine and Linda and Sue and Deborah and Judy and Melinda are here.
Hi, ladies.
Hello, hello.
And gentlemen, if any gentlemen pop in for the replay.
Yeah. If they're here, we'll say hello.
Yes.
The only one that usually pops in sometimes is Joe.
Joe, yeah.
So
Christopher has popped in on occasion.
Yeah, okay. I told Angie I was sitting here and working on this morning, and I got quite a few rows done this morning. And then I was sitting on my couch. It was kind of dark on my couch. But I picked this thing up, and I got up into the light, and I was like, huh, from about here down is darker.
And it's odd that it's turning darker instead of
darker.
Lighter.
Yes.
That's really weird.
Because I think, and I looked really close then, I looked close up, and the yarn now has mixed in with the purple. It's either a deeper purple or it's black. It's really hard to tell, especially in not awesome lighting, right?
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, like I said, from about when we started, right after that last repeat, when we started these gappy things here.
Yes.
About right in here, it started changing.
You know, this pattern is interesting because when I get to about the third or fourth row of the chain one single, I get pretty sick of it, and I can't wait to get to a more interesting row. But then I get to the popcorn row, and I'm like, screw this, all these popcorn.
Yeah, but then after the popcorn row, you do that shell row, and that one takes even longer.
I know. And I was just thinking as I did my last row, I was like, man, by the time this gets to be a full size shawl, it's going to take forever to get through a row.
The only rows I really don't like are the single crochet row and the spaces you have to find. Those are the ones I don't like.
Yeah, and I think as your yarn gets lighter, that might become easier.
It might become easier. Yeah. I've learned how to deal with it. I've learned what to look for. So instead of really looking for the space, I just look to make sure my stitch is on top of this other stitch.
Right.
And that takes care of that problem. But it's taken me a few repeats to figure that out, right?
Oh, Jennifer, yup. She said that she used mandala string yarn and the color's pretty, but it's stiff like cord yarn. I'm glad that you mentioned that because
I saw her picture. Yeah,
I was looking at that mandala string yarn and I was going to give it a try, but now that you say it's like that.
What is mandala string yarn?
It's new. It's a new mandala.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, I was going to order some, but I'm glad I didn't.
Well,
Melinda, our trip was, it probably depends on which one of us you ask. I had a wonderful time. I think Mindy's sick of me.
No, I'm not sick of you.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No,
I think we had fun.
we did have fun.
We had fun.
We had a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did some little side trips.
Yep. We did some adventuring.
Little adventures, and
Yeah.
it was a good time.
Yeah, it was.
My
Yeah.
favorite part was going to Uranus.
It was a long drive.
It was a very
There's
long
no
drive.
getting around the fact that it's a long drive.
And many hours of a boring scenery drive.
The way down was the worst. The way
Yes.
back was much better.
Yes, I agree.
The way back was much better.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because Maddie, we were talking about how bored we were on the way down, and Maddie gave us the ideas of the games to play. So we ended up, when we got closer to Texas and their workhouse, we ended up playing the cow game, but Maddie hadn't given us a full set of rules for this cow game. So we were so bored that we were just making up our own arbitrary rules for this stupid cow game.
Yep. Cows on my side. Cows on your side.
Are they all the same color cow? Are they?
Do we get more points if they're all white, or if they're all one color, or
Yeah.
That
all
was
right. Well, Mindy's going to finish her row 26, but I'm going to start back off with my row 15.
Yep. Because you finished your repeat, and I got one thing to go here.
Is it going to bother you if I say what I'm doing?
No, probably not.
So we're going to chain 4.
I would just say, I'm used to tuning you out by now. No.
Yeah, exactly. I know. On the way down to the retreat, Mindy was just getting over being sick. And we were about, I don't know, we were several hours into our day. And even though we talk once a week for our live, but we don't talk that much.
Right.
So we had a lot of catching up to do.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, my throat hurts from talking so
much.
I
can't talk anymore.
I
gotta be quiet for a while. Yeah.
I said, fine, shut the hell up then.
There was the occasional cough, and
All right, so I'm going to double crochet in the first double crochet, and then I am going to chain 1, skip 1, and front post double twice. So chain 1, skip 1, front post double.
I always forget, she doesn't end her popcorns with a chain 1.
No, it's written into the pattern rather than the stitch.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
And
so
here,
so when it says popcorn chain 1, it doesn't mean finish the popcorn with a chain and then do another chain 1. It means just popcorn and a chain.
Yeah.
Which is different. Yeah. And then chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the popcorn. And then chain 1, skip 1, front post double 3 times. And repeat. I need to post. I'm going to put up pictures afterward. Well, after I get back from picking Nate up, I will do it of both of my progress on mine I'll post it with the hashtag, because I haven't done that.
Because you have multiples now.
Yeah, because now I have multiples.
Even if you can't finish a complete shawl with that, it would still make a cute little bandana kerchief thing.
Oh, well, it's funny you should mention that, because when you were gone doing whatever it is that you were doing, I said, because I was using that yarn that has, like a special memory, because it was from 2 retreats, that I could hang it on my wall in my craft room as just, you know what I mean? Like as a, memorabilia.
Well, you could. You could. I just think it would make a neat little, a kerchiefy thing.
That too. Yeah,
a little
definitely.
Kerchief bandana type thing.
Yeah, I could definitely
those
do
don't
that.
Need to be very big.
No, they don't. You're right.
Yeah.
You are right.
I think that'd be cute.
Yeah. So we, it's going to, depending on what size yarn everybody's using, We need to, because we do have a border that goes on this. So
Does it go after the 26th repeat?
yes,
Row
it does.
26 repeat.
Yes, it does.
And
So
is it only just a couple of rows? The border?
let me look. Hold
I thought
on.
it was just a couple rows.
My screen went dark.
I know, I hate that. My phone's
Ugh.
dark too. Good thing I know what I'm doing right now.
My screen went dark.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
Have fun, Jennifer.
Row one more. Yeah, just 2 rows. But it's kind of, I mean, it's pretty.
The border.
Yeah.
So I have to, hopefully that will work out. You know, the repeats that I have after I finish a repeat, that there's enough yarn left. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to know how much yarn you should save when you're
Right. Exactly. I didn't even think about that.
right.
I'd hate, and wouldn't that suck if you had to like take out a whole repeat
Right.
just to get your border done?
Right. Uh-huh. I'd be mad.
So I did a thing last night at midnight when I couldn't sleep.
You often do things.
Yes, I do. So I think we had talked about this before because today is the official first day of Chuck-A-Long, right?
It is.
So for the past 3 Chuck-A-Longs, I've worked on the same painting.
Yeah, well.
And I decided that I was ready for a change. And I have not started a new diamond painting in a long time.
Oh.
For me, because I am a serial starter. So I had talked before about wanting to break out an oldie but goodie, and I did last night. So I didn't post my start picture yet. I took the picture before I kitted it up, but I didn't post it yet.
What are you going to work on?
Vibrant Italy.
That's what you had said a while
Yep.
back. That's what you kind of wanted to work on.
Yep. So I
Cool.
pulled it out of the closet and got it all kitted up and got started on it.
I have not even pulled mine up from the basement yet. I'm still trying to finish that Bella Art Diamond. I have just a little bit to go. I mean,
You got quite a bit done on that last week.
I did. I got about 4 to 5 sections of it done. But then you know what happened? Let me tell you what happened.
What?
And here's why it's taking me longer. I started working in that sky, which was all color blocking.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm multi-placing in my sky.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm cruising along, multi-placing along in the sky, cruising along, and then all of a sudden I start to realize there's a problem.
Oh.
The problem is that everything has gotten scooched just a little tiny bit to now I'm not completely in the squares properly.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
And now, because these drills fit so snugly, I've got drills that are popping.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. So I've been fighting a battle, trying to get things to move over.
Scooch in where they belong.
Just enough that I won't have popping drills. And it's not their fault, really. It's
right.
because it's the only place on the canvas I've had any problem. And it's because of the way I was multi-placing, and they're just, because I've gotten it fixed now, but that section is still giving me troubles. So, yeah.
Well, it's interesting. You know, I was thinking this to myself last night as I was working on Vibrant Italy, because that's an older kit. I mean, I've had that for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, and this might be a very unpopular opinion, but I really like the older kits.
Really?
I mean, I like how the drills fit together. I like the drills. I think maybe they're not even resin drills. They might be acrylic drills.
Probably.
I like it better. I just do.
Hmm.
Everything about it I like better. And I don't know, do you remember, and you might not remember this, or you might not have noticed this, but do you remember when DACs, when you opened a new DAC, they had that certain smell?
No.
Like a chemically smell?
No, I don't remember that.
No, okay. Well, I'm a big smell person.
Okay.
Like smells elicit memories for me.
Mm.
And yeah,
And
so I opened
it
that
did
up
that.
and it yes, it was like a good memory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like of like my first DACs that had that good chemically smell.
Good chemical smell.
It was
So
great.
I have a question. How plush is that canvas, that older one?
Beautifully
Is it
plush.
really thick?
So nice and thick.
Mm-hmm.
So nice and thick. And the glue is so nice and thick. I feel like the glue isn't quite as thick anymore, but that I mean, again, that could be I could be crazy.
I have definitely felt for a while that the canvas isn't as thick or.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the canvas is definitely not as plush
Mhm.
anymore.
Yeah. I know, Emma, right? So Angie and I got to stop and see Michael and Amy, their family, the girls and everything. Spent some time just sitting and chit-chatting with them on Sunday, and then we
It
went.
was a very nice visit, but it was a sad visit.
It was. We got to go to lunch together and stuff like that. Went back and visited just a little bit more. Amy had some things she decided she wanted to show us. We talked about at lunch, and yeah, so we caught up on all of the personal things first, how everybody's doing, yada yada yada, and then Michael broke the news. And we were like, ah, dang, very sad, very sad, but you know, I think it's what they needed to do for them. And
For their family, for
mhm,
his mental well-being,
yep.
and yes. Yeah.
Michael was really having a hard time.
Stressing. Very just under a lot of stress.
Yeah. And, it was a constant battle, just a constant battle with suppliers in China
Mhm.
and trying to make everything work. And it was just, sometimes as hard as it is, you gotta call the game.
Right.
And that's kind of what happened. And
I just count myself fortunate that number one, I got to meet them and become friends with them because they are wonderful, lovely,
absolutely,
great people.
absolutely.
And um, and I'm sure you got a message from Michael the other day before they
Oh yeah.
yes. And
Mm.
I just, I wanted to like make sure to tell them that I hope that we can remain friends even after this because I just enjoy them as people.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I don't want to lose touch with them because, they're not a diamond painting
yeah.
company anymore.
I continued to have some conversation with Michael yesterday when he said he was posting, and
Yes.
it was difficult for him to do that.
Yep.
He really had a hard time putting the post out there.
Yep.
It was like a piece of his heart and soul was going, out the window somewhere.
Right.
And he had a really hard time with it. So I just kept telling him, I kept in conversation with him yesterday, like, I know, Michael, I can only imagine how hard it is, but I, you know, and then the hardest part for him yesterday, which was a good thing, but a really hard thing, was all of the comments that people made and all of the love that people sent and all of the
Yes.
support they sent.
Yes.
He was like, man, that's the part that's really, really hard about this is so many people cared, and it's still, he feels like he's let people down.
Right.
I have to keep telling him, you didn't let anybody down.
Right.
You did what you could do. You did the best you could do. You had a
It's just really,
fantastic
I mean, it's just
product.
unfortunate circumstances because they had an absolutely wonderful product.
Oh yeah.
An absolutely wonderful product. And, just too bad that it couldn't work.
Yeah. And he's rethought things and, just gone over it a million times in his head. But, yeah. I rest assured that they will remain friends forever.
Yes, absolutely.
They will remain dear friends forever.
Yeah. They're just very cool people.
They are. Their dogs are pretty cool too.
Yes.
One of the dogs fell in love with Angie and wouldn't leave her alone. The other kind of stood in front of me a lot. But the girl, oh my God.
Yes, she was crazy.
Mm-hmm. up on the couch and in Angie's face the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was okay because by that point, as much as I complain about Junebug, I was missing
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
I was missing my own doggies.
And the boy, he just kept walking in front of me, and he'd stop and he'd stand in front of me, and I'd pet him, and then he'd wander off and he'd come back. And but she was just on the couch, just like, hey, I am here.
Oh, Michelle's here. Hi, Michelle and Rajul.
They were both cute though.
See, Jody, I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one that feels that way.
I haven't pulled out an old kit in so long. I don't have anything to compare to at this point.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And it made me happy to think that I do have so many old kits. You know what I mean? And
Right.
sitting there in my closet that I can fall back on over the years. Because that's what it'll take to get them done is years.
Oh, yeah. And then I had a couple of craftablies I had in my little sale, I was going to sell a couple of them, and now I'm like, nope, not selling.
No, don't sell
All
those.
the
Keep those.
craftablies. Yep.
Oh, Rajul, this pattern is on a website or a blog site called Mijo Crochet, Mijo, and it's called the Lost in Time Shawl.
That's because you lose all sense of time trying to get it done.
Right, because it has 5,000,000 popcorn stitches. You better like popcorns, and you better like front post and back post stitches to do this.
Yep.
And I know that post stitches are not Mindy's favorite.
I don't mind these.
Good.
It's single. It's single.
Into singles, yeah.
Single back post. I don't like. These are fine. These are just fine.
Oh, Linda, the Crappy Store. Let me tell you about the Crappy Store. Oh, boy. Let me tell you about the Crappy Store. So just as the phone went dead and we lost you guys on that live, I saw the exit. I saw the exit for the Crappy Store. Now, it was only 5 o'clock. Arkansas. We were in Arkansas at that point, right? I think we were in Arkansas.
So, yeah.
It was only 5 o'clock Arkansas time.
Yep.
So we pull off the exit. We get off the exit because I'm going to the dang Crappy Store. I mean, it's the world's largest Crappy Store. You got to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no further signage. So for miles and miles and miles had been all of these billboards for this Crappy Store. And we get off the exit and there's no signage. So I drove down the road a little ways and I pulled into a gas station or something. And I pulled it up on Google to, find out where this Crappy Store was. And it was closed.
Yep.
So we did not get to go to the Crappy Store.
We were at the right exit, but they were not open at that time.
They were not open.
I mean, 5 o'clock, I guess you shut the streets down.
I guess so. And in my, somebody said we could go on the way home, but Angie has very specific rules of road trips. And the number one rule is you never take the same route home as you took there. So we weren't going to be coming back that way.
And most of our trip on the way back was different until we got over into Illinois. And then it was the same.
Yeah, then it was the same.
Then it was the same. Same old, same old, same old.
So then it became a running, every time we talked about, we saw a roadside attraction of sorts. We talked about whether or not we wanted to stop at it.
You'd be like, but is it the world's largest?
The world's largest. Because if it's not the world's largest, it's not worth going to.
Right.
And then it was so funny because we were on our way home in Missouri and there were all these billboards for a candy shop. And then when we get up to the exit that had the candy shop at it, it was this huge building.
Yep.
And painted boldly across the entirety of the building is that world's largest gift store.
Yeah. Yep. But however, we weren't going to stop there because we were headed to Uranus,
Yes.
which was right after it. So it
Yeah,
would have been like candy store,
candy store, fudge store. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to do that.
No.
Yeah.
So, but we did go to Uranus.
And Uranus does
Hot
have
and
other,
humid.
they have other candies there too. I bought a bunch of chocolate covered candies. They had a whole bunch of things that had like lemon heads and taffy.
Oh, they had a lot of taffy. Yeah.
Yeah, they had all kinds of little baskets. You could like make your bag of mixed goodies, you know.
And they also had all kinds of specialty popcorns.
They had all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah. So I got Nate. Well, I got it for me, but I ended up giving it to him because I'm a sucker. It was peanut butter chocolate popcorn.
Where did you find popcorn?
It was in there. It was on a stand. You know when we first walked in the door and they had those can koozies to the right? It was behind that. Like adjacent to the fudge counter. Okay. It's funny because you walk into the Uranus fudge factory, and the ladies behind the fudge counter say, "Welcome to Uranus. Can we pack your fudge?"
Oh, they don't just say it like that.
They scream it.
They scream it at you, and they say it in a weird kind of accent, like, "Welcome to Uranus." Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
So you kept hearing that the whole time you're in the store because they keep screaming it at everybody.
Fudge.
God. Oh, it's an interesting place, though. That's the second time I've been there. It's interesting.
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. So I wanted to get Nate a t-shirt because he loves t-shirts. And but I couldn't decide what one he would like better. So I tried to FaceTime it because it was after school, but he was staying after for band. So I ended up taking a picture of every single t-shirt they had and sending it to him. And he couldn't decide. So Nate ended up with 2 t-shirts because he couldn't choose just one.
And they are all funny.
Yes, they are all funny. They are very funny.
So the store is very close to, well, it is on
Route 66.
Old historic Route 66.
Yep.
So you have to get off the highway to get to it. But Angie and I got off the highway before we got to Uranus and got on the historic Route 66 and drove on that for a little while.
Just to say we did it.
Yeah, because, I mean, how many opportunities do you have to be on Route 66?
Yep.
I mean, you got to take advantage of it when you can, right?
Yep. And it was pretty cool. I mean, yeah I liked it. It was just, and it was nice to get off the expressway for a little while, too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back to the end of row 15, and at the end, I am going to chain 1, skip 1, and in the 3rd chain, I am going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet back into there. And now I'm going to move on to row 16, which is a chain 1 and a single crochet in the first double crochet, and then chain 1 and then single crochet in each chain space. So that's the whole repeat till we get up to the peak, is chain 1, single in each chain space.
You're doing easy stuff now.
Yep, I'm doing the easy stuff now.
And I'm doing this whole
where you got to do
popcorn back post. Popcorn back post.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Go down a row.
So I just did my last popcorn. What do I do after that?
You know, and I'm glad that I decided to finish this shawl with this yarn, because this is going to be a nice spring shawl. It's cotton. The colors are nice and springy. I might give it to my mom along with her sweater for her birthday.
Skip a double crochet.
So last time we talked, I hadn't started my mom's sweater, had I? No, I had just gotten the yarn that day. So I got the yarn. It's sitting right over there, but I would have to get up all my stuff up. I got the yarn Friday, the day we did our last crochet live, and by the time we left on Wednesday, I was halfway done with the second sleeve. So I crocheted that whole sweater in like a matter of days.
Sorry, I'm at a confusing part. I'm concentrating.
That's fine. I'm just yappering.
I'm at the corner, and you know these corners, you gotta.
Judy, the retreat was great. There's 32, that facility holds 32 people. And what's interesting about that retreat is it's a very mixed bag of crafters. There's diamond painters, cross stitchers, quilters, and then crocheters. I don't think anybody was knitting. And Debbie Coburn, she was making bags. She makes and sells project bags for cross stitch. So she was making project bags. Several people were quilting.
A lot of fabric people.
Yeah. Yep.
Doing things with cross stitch and fabric.
Yep.
There were really not a ton of diamond painters there.
Oh, see, I thought, well, actually, I guess, probably from what when I went there 2 years ago, there were probably 3 people out of 32 painting.
Oh, well, there was probably 6 this time.
It seemed like there was a lot more this time.
Yeah, it seemed like there was maybe 6.
Yeah. But I think that's interesting. I actually like that, to see other crafts. I don't know. I enjoy seeing what other people are doing. And it was nice too, because I did get some input on my sewing machine, and I learned some things about my sewing machine that I feel fairly confident now that I'm going to be able to at least be able to thread the bobbin and get it going. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
So we're going to go all the way up to the last chain space before the peak. And in the peak, I'm going to chain 1 and do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the peak, and then chain 1 and go into the next chain space and go back down the hill.
I dare say this is the longest row, the one I'm doing right now.
Yes, I agree. It's
where you got the popcorns in between and all the back posts on the shells. This is the longest row.
Oh, I wonder if Michelle's still here. If Michelle's still here, she was thinking that she was going to get 2 repeats done on this, and I just wonder if she did.
What did Michelle get done?
Yeah, Michelle, I'm curious. Did you get 2 repeats done? Because I think she worked on this at the retreat.
I saw her crochet, and I don't know if she crocheted on this or not.
I brought it, but I don't think I put a single stitch in it while we were there.
I did.
You did. I was very proud of you.
And I worked on my Expression Fiber Arts.
I actually started a new sweater while we were there.
Of course you did.
Because of course I did. Well, I had seen someone post. I'm going to show it to you.
Oh, guys. Jody, good luck with that.
Oh, geez, for Pete's sake.
This is my me time. Go away, right?
Go away. Hi, Anita. Hold on. I'm gonna lean forward for just a second so I can grab my bag that has my new sweater in it. Oh no! My camera fell.
What you got going on there, Angie?
My tripod stand kind of went wonky on me. So I had seen somebody post this on Facebook last week before we went, and I had a gift card from Joanne's from my birthday. And so I went and got some yarn.
I need to have better friends and family because I never get gift cards like that for yarny places.
Oh, I do.
I never do. I need to do something about that.
I'm trying to decide what is my right side here. Is that the right side or is that the right side? I think this is the right. Yeah, this is the right side. So this is the pattern. And this is a very interesting, it's hard to show you in this because the camera's so close, but it's a very interesting construction to this sweater. So you do it, it's a cardigan, and you start at the bottom with the ribbing and then work, and it's inset mosaic crochet rather than overlay mosaic crochet. So you don't have to cut your yarn at the ends. Each color is done in 2 rows, so you could pick your yarn up at the end and you don't have all those ends to weave in. But it's really interesting how this works up. So you start there and you work up the back. So this is the back of it. Then when you get to a certain length for your size, you add on your arms. And so then you're doing the arm all the way across the sweater.
You didn't have that done.
No, I've been working on it a little bit. So you do the arm all the way across the sweater, and then you're going to keep working and go over the top and then do the 2 front panels, but it's all connected in one piece. And then you just seam up the sides and fold the sleeve, and the sleeves. It's kind of just, I don't know, interesting construction. It's called the Hello Pumpkin cardigan from MJ's Off the Hook.
Oops, I hadn't seen it with the sleeves.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten quite that far.
No. Jody, nobody would care if you were in your pajamas at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Jody, I never take my pajamas off.
No, well, there you go.
I'm still in my pajamas. And I have to go pick Nate up from school. And guess what? I'm going to wear my pajamas to
Well, because your pajamas are just a pair of pants and a t-shirt.
Yeah. They're just comfy pants and a t-shirt.
Nobody would really know they're pajamas.
Right.
They just look like some pants and a t-shirt.
In fact, did we talk about,
Did we talk about,
our hotel experience on the way home?
Well, I did in my whipping chat, but.
Oh, gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched it yet. So.
Yeah. My whipping chat, I talked about it.
Yes.
It was interesting.
It was very interesting.
We survived it.
We did. And it's a story. It's a story to tell.
Mm-hmm. So many people commented, they'd be like, I would have been out. I would have turned around and walked out the door. And we're like, but we were tired.
We were so tired.
Our hotel, we had to pay more again. And we're just
exactly. I did at one point, though. At one point when the heavy machinery was going back and forth and back and forth.
Right.
I thought and I couldn't fall asleep. I thought to myself, if that MFer goes by one more time, I am waking Mindy up and we are out of here. I don't care.
Luckily, it stopped and we went to sleep. Although I kept hearing the people next door arguing for most of the night.
And I must have been really tired because I was out like a light.
They were just carrying on. Every so often, they'd yell again. I'd be like, hey.
Yep, that was definitely the seediest hotel I've ever stayed in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, Gita says we picked a bad part of town.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's interesting.
There's just a few okay places in that. You know where we were?
Well, what's interesting is I was looking at I've been considering going to a cross-stitching retreat next summer. And there is one stitching retreat place that is holding retreats in 3 locations. So it's the same group of organizers, and they're having 3 retreats.
Tell me it's not in Tulsa.
One of them is in the Houston area, one is in the Dallas area, and one is in Tulsa.
Do not go to Tulsa.
And I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to Tulsa. Even though it'd be so much closer for me, I am not going to Tulsa.
Don't go to Tulsa. I would recommend not going there.
Sherry, that's what my husband said. When I told my husband about it, he was like, leave your clothes outside. I don't want you bringing that crap in the house.
Yeah, I don't think there was any problem with that. I haven't had any issue.
No, I didn't even, and honestly, I think both of us left our bags zipped.
Yeah,
we didn't even open our suitcases just
well,
to
we
change.
did just to get clothes out.
Just to change, but we didn't like leave our bags open or anything.
And I brought all my clothes home and put them all in the washing machine.
Yep.
Worn or unworn. Didn't matter.
I put everything directly in the washer.
Yep. That one cockroach. I mean,
Just one cockroach.
Just one.
Well, but there might have been two.
There could have been two, but I don't think the other one was a cockroach.
One in the corner, and then you smashed.
Whoa! Why didn't you just have balloons fly up over your?
Oh, why do I have balloons? What the heck is going on?
I don't. Did
Where
you
those
see
come
them?
from?
Did you see them?
Yes, I saw them.
They're gone on my end now. How did we get balloons?
But why did I have? Oh, you know why? Me and Maddie. Oh, Maddie and I discovered this because I went like this. Watch, it'll happen again.
What are you doing?
I put my fingers like this, and my phone will do this.
Is that an iPhone thing?
I think it must be. Now watch if I.
Yeah, because I bet you it doesn't work for me. See,
if I do this,
I got nothing.
If I do this, it'll do hearts. Maddie and I went through one day, and we were doing all kinds of. Well, before when Maddie and I did it, it did hearts. It did.
I saw somebody else who was doing that one time.
Yeah,
it was Christopher just said, "Do the heart sign." Apparently, you didn't do your heart sign correctly or something.
Christopher and Maddie and I had it going. Maybe I'm not at the right angle. Maybe I've got crooked fingers. I don't know.
Your heart's not in it. Your heart's not in it. You wear your jammies all day? I don't. I get up and I get dressed every day. Every day.
Yeah, I stay comfy.
Well, of course, I don't wear like pajamas like you. I wear a nightgown.
Oh, right. See, if I wore a nightgown, I definitely.
So I'm not going to run around my house in a nightgown.
Right. Okay, row 17. We are going to chain 3 and double crochet in the first.
Look at Angie's done like 3 rows now on her 3rd row or something. I'm still on row 26 because it's a bear. Row 26.
Chain 1 and double in the first chain space, which is right there. And then that's our repeat again until we get up to the peak. And I think this is the one where we put 2 double crochets in the peak instead of 1.
This is a pattern you'll have to look at the whole way through.
Yes, absolutely. Because even though it seems like you're doing the same thing over and over, the centers are the center, the peak and the ends are different. Oh,
and then sometimes I know the single crochet. I got to look at it every time.
Yeah.
I look at it every time, and then I get my row going, and then I'm okay till I get to the middle.
Yep.
But I get to the center, and I'm like, what do I do in the corner now?
You know what's interesting? This yarn is definitely like a self-striping yarn, but look at how beautifully it has worked out that it hasn't changed color in the middle of a row.
Right.
It has always worked out to where it's changing color at an end, so where it's not so visible.
How does that happen?
I don't know, but I'm feeling lucky about it.
If you watch people that do like the hooked on sunshine things and whatnot, and they use self-striping yarns, it's like, why does it always end at the end of a round for them?
You know what?
Sometimes I know it doesn't, but
you know what kills me, and I would love to learn how to do, but I don't think I have the patience for, is the planned pooling. Have you ever seen that where they make it like look like a plaid? Planned pooling yarn.
Planned pooling?
It's called planned pooling.
Or
Yes.
is it there's another word.
Look up planned pooling and you'll see some examples of what I'm talking about.
Well,
They make it look like plaid.
The lady at the yarn garden sells intentional pooling.
Okay.
Intentional pooling yarn. I think it's called intentional. And it's really just you crochet along. I mean, if you're just doing a whole bunch of double crochets, you're crocheting along and it's one color. And then you get to that color yarn and that's where you pool and you do special stitch or something.
This is, I mean, there's pooling yarn, definitely, but planned pooling is like a way of doing it.
Right. This was an intentional yarn.
Yeah.
That you do a special stitch when you get to that color.
Right.
Yeah. Something different. Yeah. Deborah's like, no, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it seems like it would be. I don't have any. Yeah, I don't think I have the patience to do planned pooling. Oh, so Michelle must have taken off because she never did answer us about how many.
Right. Right.
Yeah, Melinda, I've heard it called assigned pooling too. Yep.
Assigned pooling. Assigned pooling is what they do with that special yarn.
Right, but it's also there's
yes,
but it's also a technique. It's a yarn and it's a technique.
Yeah, because when you get to that special yarn, it's an assigned stitch there or something. Right. I don't
know. What was I going to say? Oh, Michelle turned me on to a new pattern by a new designer that I think I am going to be loving. Her name, if you guys want to check her out, is, I'll tell you in just a second.
I need no more crochet projects. I need no more crochet projects. I need no more crochet projects.
I lost it. Oh, darn it.
Well, remember, I found one I was supposed to send to you.
Yeah, you did. I think it's Kristen. Okay. The blanket that I'm going to do is called Winter Opulence. Kristen Holloway Designs. So check out her blog. It's very, she's got some really pretty stuff. It reminds me a lot of the Hooked on Sunshine type thing, but this is what the squares look like. I know that might be hard to see because it's white yarn or cream yarn. But it's a, kind of an intricate granny square that she did in it. So I ordered, Mary Maxim had the 29-cent shipping yesterday. So I ordered some Mary Maxim yarn. I just got the same that she did this blanket in, but in different colors. She did blues and cream. And I got like a forest green and a brown and a cream. So that's
Is it all squares?
Yeah, it's all squares. Yep.
I had to feel good yesterday. I went into the yarn garden because it was like the last day I was going to be able to do anything for finishing up whips and whatnot for their whip thing.
Yeah.
And I needed to buy some yarn from her to get a square on my bingo card.
Oh,
to complete another bingo. So I wanted to find a yarn that will connect all of my Hooked on Grannies together.
Oh, did you find something?
Well, she is a hand dyer, and so she has her own yarn, and she has one that's just in a very undyed creamish color.
Yeah.
Like that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But I took my squares with me, and there was a few people came up and looked at them, and it felt very good. They're just like, those are so pretty. Oh my gosh. They kept looking through my stacks of squares, and they were like, oh, look at that one. And they, it makes you feel good when people look.
Yeah, absolutely. It sure does.
Yeah.
Especially
I'm getting
because
sometimes how to put those together,
Especially because sometimes knitters look down their nose at crocheters.
Right. Right. And I mean, she does crochet a little bit
Yes.
herself.
Yeah.
And the lady that came up and was looking at them does both. So she
Oh, good.
appreciate the
Nice.
crochet. So yeah.
But yeah, this Kristen Holloway, I think, might be a source for some patterns in the future because I like her designs. I like her style, put it that way.
Right.
It's very hooked on sunshiny, which is my favorite designer.
There's somebody else that does a real hooked on sunshine style stuff, and I can't remember who it is now.
Lilia Bourne.
No. Hi, Karen. We're making a shawl, Karen. A shawl.
A shawl, a
It's
shawl,
a
a shawl.
shawl.
Oh, Karen, and it's Kristen Holloway.
That's 3.
And then Mindy and I have been talking about our next crochet project. And we're still searching for that perfect top. Or have you found something since we last talked?
No.
So we're searching for the perfect summerish, t-shirtish top.
Yeah.
And I already have my yarn picked out. Mindy already has her yarn picked
I'll
out.
have to buy mine, but
Yeah, I already have mine. It's funny, I was going through my craft room, packing stuff up for the retreat. Actually, I was looking for bags. And I came across a yarn order from like last year that I forgot I even had. And it had some beautiful deep wine red yarn that I'm going to use.
nice.
I'm not usually a red person, but I just really like that color.
Well, I have made it to the end of this beast of a row. The beast of a row. Yeah, it's really
Beast
dark.
of a row.
It is really dark now. If it wasn't dark enough before, it's darker now.
That's weird that it's getting dark before it gets light.
Right? Oh, what can I say? You know?
This part is so boring. These rows and rows and rows of just
At this point, I'd be happy for boring. At this,
double chain one, double chain one, double chain one.
I take boring at this point. Okay, now how do I find these favorites in here? Oh, in saved. That's how I find them. That's how
Favorite
I
what?
find them. When you find things that you Google.
Oh.
No, I have not gotten the orchid yet. I'm waiting to find the top so I know how much to get. Yes. Oh, I have Kristen Holloway designs on here in my favorites.
Oh, good.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's
I
very
must have
interesting.
found it, and yeah, that's interesting. I do have her.
Oh, I could have shared the link in Karen, we're doing it's called the Lost in Time shawl from the designer is Mijo Crochet, M-I-J-O. I assume that's the way it's pronounced. M-I-J-O, Mijo. I could be wrong. Mijo, I don't know. But it's called Lost in Time. Karen, I got mine out. I was just saying earlier, I got my chuck out at midnight last night. I was itching to get started. I was worried I was going to wake Nate up rummaging through my craft room in the middle of the night, but
This is right next to him.
Yeah, he was sawing logs. And then, of course, I didn't have any open storage containers because I have 1.5 million diamond paintings kitted up. So I had to go through all my toolkits and find baggies. And then I had this box that somebody had sent me some yarn in, and it just is working out just perfectly for my baggies. So I don't like to work out of baggies, but you know, desperate times.
There you go. Well, I'm looking, where did I think I put some things that maybe in, like, I saved videos for shirts, you know,
Oh, uh-huh.
and then maybe I didn't. Yeah, maybe I didn't.
Well, I'm going to get serious about looking for a pattern. And if anybody plans on doing the next project with us, if
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys want to look for some patterns
Oh, yeah. And then look and look and look and
and
look.
share, we're looking for, you know, a summerish short sleeve kind of casual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Casual t-shirtish kind of top.
Yep. Hand Jan has one, a V-neck crochet top.
Ooh, a V-neck would be nice.
Oh, hang on, gotta turn my volume off here.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Well, I just wanted to see a picture of it. I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Watch the whole video. I just want to see a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, Sherry, I would rather, you know what, as much as I hate working out of baggies, I would rather work out of baggies than do Harbor Freights. I don't know why. I just don't care for those containers.
Here's the Hand Jan one.
Let me see. Oh, I like that.
The Hand Jan one's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
And I believe that's on a free, that's on a free tutorial. So, I mean, you know.
Right. And she has a blog, so there's definitely a written pattern out there. Because we obviously can't work from a video while we're on a video.
Right.
Yeah, Kieran Bagaday has right, most of hers are just on, that's what's hard is most of hers are just on YouTube, and so we can't really,
Yeah.
you know,
you can go buy patterns from her.
yes, you can, but we wouldn't want you guys to have to go buy a pattern to participate. So
Right.
that's why we always try to find a
something
free
that's
pattern.
Free.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like when you look for something and you've got something in your head that you want it to be like.
Yep, I know exactly what you mean.
And there's a lot of stuff out there that's not that.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Like, no. That wasn't quite what I had in mind.
And you know what? I made the mistake one time last spring of deciding I knew what I had in mind and I was going to create my own garment.
Yeah.
And yeah, that didn't work out so well.
No.
It ended up funky.
Well, you know.
I'm not a designer.
I've seen that, Dawn, that you're cruising right along with Serenity Faye.
Yes, I've been seeing that too.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Oh, I think this is that chick I was telling you about that I was going to send you. She's on Ravelry. And she's got tons and tons of stuff.
Hi, Brenda. Yes, we are home and safe, although I think at times Mindy doubted whether she might make it safely.
There were only a couple times. Sometimes I grabbed a handle or,
She grabbed her holy shit handles.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And one time Angie totally said, I know what I just did. I'm totally in control. I wanted him to know. I was like,
I wanted him to know. Okay. He pissed me off.
Okay.
It was a dick move that he just did.
Oh, I'm like, okay. Yeah. As long as you are totally in control, because
I'm in control. I know what I
did. Because we were right up on his butt, like fast. And now.
Well, he cut me off.
I know. There was that one time. Yep.
Mindy counted how many times I called people jackwagons and idiot. No. Oh, really, bro.
Yep.
Really, bro.
Really, bro. On the way down, there was a lot of really bros because that was that truck area.
Oh my gosh, so many trucks.
The truck area was like, and the trucks, you know, we had to have this big conversation and do some research and learn some things because the trucks kept getting over in front of her.
Right in front of me. There would be like nobody in the left lane behind me for
And
miles.
Just
And
a
they
taco,
would wait.
right, Karen? And so she would be like, why do they have to do that? And I'm like, she said, then I have to turn off my cruise. And I said, well, Angie, they don't want to have to turn off their cruise either. The big trucks. So they're getting
right, but they're the one. I was maintaining my lane and they were switching lanes. So it was up to them to be mindful, not me.
But they didn't want to turn off their cruise either. So they hopped on over when they saw the moment. They had plenty of time to get over in front of you.
But I created the solution to the whole mess. Do you guys want to know what the solution to the whole nightmare is? And it would make life just so much easier.
It would be easy, but impossible to actually pull off.
Well, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Nationwide, there should just be an Angie lane.
Mm-hmm.
And no one else is allowed to drive in it. And then there would be no problems. Nobody would be jackwagons or bros.
Mm-hmm. Let me know when they make that lane for you. Mm-hmm. Yep. How many times does this suggest you repeat this? Does it?
It does not.
Because it's the size you want.
Yep, it doesn't, because it takes into consideration that you may be using any weight of yarn, you know, so depending on what weight of yarn you're using.
That's all it says. Row 13 is the repeat.
Nope, 15.
Oh,
15 is.
15. Okay, let me go back.
Glad I stopped you there. That would have been terrible.
I wrote it down.
Oh, good.
I wrote it down so I can keep track of where I'm at. So I'll just put little check marks beside each row.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I knew that row wasn't right because it was too easy. That row was too simple. And I knew that this row was going to have to be more complicated because we're still
doing you got those post stitches.
There's got to be some. Yeah. Yes. You got it.
I'm on my second.
Hopefully it's not as hard as row 26, because row 26 is a pain in the butt.
So you do 3 rows of double crochet chain ones and 1, 2, 4 rows of single crochet chain ones, because the 1 row of single crochet chain ones is right on top of the other one, which is weird to me why you would have 2 rows of that, but I'm assuming it's for count that it needs to be that way. So
for post,
because it certainly doesn't embellish the pattern in any way.
Skip 1 front post.
So this is the one where we're going to skip 1 double and put our single into the second double, and then I'm sure we just do
skip 1 double.
Right, Brenda? Problem solved.
Oh, I have an issue.
Hi, Mary Lou.
I have an issue, Angie. I have an issue.
Uh-oh, do you not have the same number of...
No, I just started cruising along and I'm supposed to be putting
Oh, the front post. I told you got to do some posts.
No. I'm supposed to be putting something in a popcorn.
Oh, yeah, you got to put a double in the popcorn.
Well, I don't have the popcorn.
Mindy, yeah.
I'm at the end. I didn't get the very last popcorn.
Oh, just the very last one. Oh.
Yeah, I don't have the very last popcorn.
Oh, thank goodness, because that row took you so long.
Oh, I know. No, it's just it's just the very last popcorn I don't have.
Good.
There's supposed to be a popcorn here, and there isn't. So let me put a popcorn. Let me put a poppycorny in here.
Poppycorny it right there.
Yeah, I need a popcorn here. 1 popcorn short. What happens? Oh, man. What happens when you have a popcorn short? It's not good if your popcorn...
Or a popcorn shirt.
Oh, God. You know Dale gets those. He does. We eat popcorn, and he's like, "Oh, you're not gonna like me tonight." I'm like, "Oh, God, why does that do that to you? Really?"
So I actually did Mindy a favor last week because you guys know how I get on my food kicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had been on a food kick of broccoli and cauliflower and dip, and then also not together, but also hard-boiled eggs. And I realized a few days before the trip that that was probably not good food to be stuck in a car with someone for an extended period. So I wasn't gassy at all either.
But she did start eating them on the way home.
Hard-boiled eggs? Yes, I did. Yep,
You
I
did.
couldn't resist.
Mm-hmm. She started eating them on the way.
Hey, guess what?
What?
I am looking out my front window right now, and
Yeah,
in my apple tree, guess what is perched on a branch?
I beat you.
A
I had
robin.
one in my yard yesterday.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
I knew
Must have beat
exactly what you
himself
were
to
gonna
beat.
say.
He got to you faster because
Don't you find that that's early though?
I feel as if that is very early.
It's
Yes.
only the first day of March. That's
Yes.
early
I think
for
it's way too early for a
robins.
robin.
But Dale was here. He had his friend. He's made this friend, up at the convenience store. And his friend came over yesterday, and he took him to lunch yesterday because he helped fix the roof on his trailer.
Uh-huh.
So they were here, and they were just coming back from lunch. And I looked out in the front yard, and I looked at Dale, and I said, "Dale, we have a new type of bird in our front yard." And they both looked out there, and they were like, "What?" And then his friend actually saw it first, and he's like, "Oh, I see it. It's a robin." And Dale hates robins.
Why? What's to hate about a robin?
They're noisy.
Oh, goodness.
Wake him up.
See, that's the thing I
They make
love.
too much noise.
I don't care for spring. Spring is my least favorite season.
Oh.
But the one thing I love about spring is that in the morning, when the sun is rising, I love to hear the birds chirping. Like winter mornings are just so quiet.
I love spring.
Spring is stinky. I feel like I don't. Yes, it smells like worms and dirt.
It doesn't stink.
Yes, spring stinks.
Oh, I love spring.
I love fall. Fall smells good.
It's fall smells like dying shit.
No, fall smells like nice dry leaves.
No, it just smells like stuff dying.
No.
It does. It's all wet and
no, I think spring is all wet and muddy and
wet
smells
and
like
damp,
worms.
dying leaves.
No, spring smells like worms.
See, if there's one thing Angie and I know for a fact is how opposite we are of each other.
And it is so crazy that we can be such good friends and we are so opposite in so many ways.
We really are.
Mm-hmm. And I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But I mean, there are things that we are, I think maybe fundamental things we are alike. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. It could be that.
Like core values, or I don't know.
Our core values.
Our core values are aligned.
There you go. Our core values. What am I doing here?
Yes, Sherry, he does rock in the treetop all the day long.
Yep, and Dale can't stand it.
Hopping and a-bopping and singing his song.
It's so funny. He cannot stand it. I love it. Although we have had the occasion where we get a robin that pecks at our windows in our basement.
I get that too. I get them. They peck at my front window. You know, I have those two front windows in the corner. They'll come and peck.
Well, we think that they see their reflection and think it's another bird.
Yeah.
And they're carrying on.
Yeah.
But man, they will drive you crazy.
Last week, somebody said, oh, Mary Lou said something about cardinals. I looked out at my apple tree, and on one branch there was a cardinal, and on the other branch was a blue jay. It was kind
Nice.
of cool to see the bright, colors
Yeah,
in the same tree.
in my one bush out back, they're always like that. There's always cardinals and blue jays in the bush, like always commingling, living together.
They should get together and have babies, and they'd have purple babies. Right? Because red and blue make purple?
Well,
my color wheel.
I suppose. I suppose. I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this real wrong. Gotta skip. Gotta skip things. After your popcorn, you gotta skip. What are we skipping?
Ugh, I'm on my last row of chain one doubles. Thank goodness. But then I got to do 2 rows of chain one singles. I'm going to get almost a whole repeat done here during this. This is awesome. So what do we want to do for homework?
I don't even know.
1 repeat or 2?
1 repeat or 2. I can't tell where I'm supposed to put this stitch at.
I wish your yarn would get lighter so it would get easier for you.
It's not. Look at all the darkness. It's a black hole in the center.
It's a black hole.
It is. So hard to see this stuff sometimes. I don't know. How long are we going to keep working on this?
Well, that's the next question. Well, you don't have yarn for our next project. We haven't even chosen our next project.
No, we have not.
So we need to get on that. So we've got to do it at least for 1 more week.
Right? Okay, what am I doing here? Angie, what am I doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Unskip 1 twice. That is right.
Oh, it's hard to find that first stitch next to your chain. Your starting chain, because you should have 2 stitches in a row. You should have your starting chain and then another double right next to it.
No, it's not that.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I had a hard time with that.
Not that. No.
Ooh, Linda said a friend saw a robin in Grand Rapids a week ago.
Ah, well,
yes.
Yeah.
Somebody sent them an email. Yep. Somebody emailed them and said, "Hey, birdies, time to come home." Well, it's interesting too, because, we have a pond and we always have geese, Canadian geese that come and lay their eggs and have their babies around the edges of our pond and raise their babies up, and then they, fly south for the winter or whatever. But the other day I was in the back room and the geese are there already too. And that's very early.
I had geese in my pond yesterday, and we never get geese in our pond.
Ugh, I wish we could get rid of the geese in our pond.
I'll get ducks. I think that's really why they don't hang out here, because I have a pond full of ducks, and so they don't.
I'm trying to think. I think you're right, because when we had ducks, I don't remember. We didn't have geese when we had ducks.
But
ducks are so messy.
Well, you think ducks? Yeah, ducks are messy.
Ducks are so messy in the coop. I mean, it just, because we had our chickens and our ducks in the same coop, and it was just such a big difference in, shoveling it out and cleaning out the coop when we had ducks and chickens. I mean,
we have 2 coops, and one is supposed to be the duck coop, but you can't tell the ducks don't come to the chicken coop because, they have access to both.
They don't read the signs that say chickens only.
No, they have access to both. So do something Eastery. Well, that was going to be our spring tops.
Yeah, it was going to be our spring tops.
Yeah, spring tops. So we'd be ready for spring with a cute little top.
And coming up here real soon, maybe the project after that, I would really like for us to do a Tunisian project.
Oh, that would be fabulous.
Yes, because we've never done that. So I think that would be fun.
I'd be all for it. I'm
Yeah.
going to go see Ms. Tony Lipsy, you guys.
Yes, you are. I didn't register for that. I forgot.
Uh-huh.
I'm
I'm
sure
going to
it's
go
full
see
by
her. She's
now.
going to be at the yarn store in East Lansing teaching a class. And I'm going to go learn how to do this project from her in East Lansing. Yay.
I really want to learn how to do Tunisian in the round because I really want to do that hexagon crochet-along pattern.
Hi, honey. What we got?
Going to scrap. Scrap.
Oh, you're going to go take your scrap? You're going to drop that off at the post office for me?
Brenda, we're making a
Oh,
shawl.
thank you.
Yeah, you gotta get it out of here.
Thank you.
It's sitting out there a while.
Emotional support chicken. Yes, Melinda. I decided that my hens are getting old and they don't lay as much when they get aged.
Aged.
So I decided that I'm going to get baby chicks this spring.
Did you get them? Did you? No, because we said it was too early.
It's too early. For where we live.
Dale was like, well, you could. You just have to light them really well. And I'm like, well,
Yeah, we used to because we have that mudroom that's not really a part of our house.
Mm-hmm. Put them out there.
We used to put them out there, when they were day olds
Mm-hmm.
with the light. But I don't know if I want BB chicks.
I mean, you always have to have baby chicks under a light,
Oh yeah, definitely.
no matter where you put them.
No matter where you put them. But our coop is rather drafty.
They got to be warm.
Yeah, our coop is rather drafty. So I don't.
Goodness.
It would have to be very late in the spring for me to feel comfortable putting them straight out to the coop. And then when you go that far into the spring, then they don't start laying until,
Karen, we did a flip-flop.
Yeah, we did do a flip-flop.
We did a flip-flop. Mm-hmm.
We were flipping and a flopping.
Yep. So I there's a craft show, craft fair. And it's right here at the little town that I call my town, And they've done it 2 years in the fall. And after the first one, he said he was going to do one in the spring. Well, he never did one in the spring last year. So just recently, I saw an announcement that he was doing a spring show. And I'm like, cool. So I go in and I fill out the application and whatnot. And I put down, of course, that I have diamond painting things and crochet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he emails me back and he said, I'm sorry, but we already have someone with diamond painting coming. And we're trying not to double up. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't even buy that. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. I know there's lots of floral designers or, I get
have
a variety, but
there's
still.
lots of candle makers. There's lots of
Yeah. So anyhow, I got an email just the other day that the person that was going to come for diamond painting dropped out, wondering if I would like to, participate then.
And what did you say?
I said, of course.
Oh.
Of course. So I'm going to go to a little craft sale and see how it goes.
So are you going to sell finished diamond paintings or are you going to sell? Oh,
okay. Yep. My special drill stuff, a lot of keychains, coasters, things that stand up, all that stuff. And then I do have diamond paintings that I have framed. I've done a couple of craft shows before. So we're going to go. We're going to give it a try. But this time I'm going to add some crochet pieces because there's some stuff that I've made that I'm just like, what am I going to do with that?
Oh, my gosh. I have a literal garbage bag because it got so big full of finished crochet items that I just made because I liked them.
You were just making something.
I was just making something.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many finished things that don't have a recipient or a use.
Well, I'm going to take some things and see what sells. See if anything sells.
A girl can only wear so many sweaters, especially when she never leaves her house.
Right?
And, I've lost some weight. So that's why I'm anxious to do a summer top, because the crocheted summer tops that I have are quite large on me now. So I'd like to make a
Make a
smaller
different
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to wear some of that stuff when you really don't go any place to wear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, where do you wear some of this stuff to? I don't know.
Like shawls. I really enjoy making shawls, but it's not something that I wear, really. Now I made a very beautiful shawl for Nate's girlfriend to wear over her homecoming dress, because she didn't want to wear a jacket and it was chilly. So that was nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know too when is this craft show?
It's in April.
Oh, okay. So coming right up.
Yeah. I got a little time. A little time. Not much, but.
Are you going to try to get anything more done, or do you pretty much have done
I
what you're
don't
going to
know.
take?
I don't know. I thought about doing some of those mug things. Those are easy and quick. I could do up a few.
Yes.
I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. All right.
Oh, by the way, I never thanked you for the magazines.
Oh, yeah.
When we were packing up to go, I saw them sitting on my desk, and I was like, where did these come from? So I put them in my bag, and then when I got home and I was unpacking, your address was on one of them. So I was like, oh, that's where that came from.
Yeah. I told you I got duplicates.
Yeah.
And I hope the duplicate is going to end, because I've only paid for one subscription now. It was a long story how I ended up getting duplicates, but they stopped making one magazine. And so they just offered me the other one. So I had a subscription to 2 different magazines. And then when the one went out of production, then I started getting 2 of the same. And one's in my name and one's in Dale's name. It was very strange.
That is very strange.
So I'm hoping that they're going to. I've only paid for one subscription now. I had to renew them. I've only paid for one. I keep getting bills for the other one now. Like, I paid for the one in my name, so I know, not paying for one in
I
Dale's
still
name.
can't figure out how to cancel that damn darn good yarn subscription.
Why is it that difficult?
When I log in to their site and click on my orders under my account, nothing shows up. But yet I get charged monthly, and they send me yarn monthly, and it's terrible yarn.
Well, there's got to be a different place on their website to cancel.
I cannot figure it out. I did cancel
one of my subscriptions. I canceled one the other day, yesterday. And then they also offered me the opportunity to just skip a month.
Which one did you decide to cancel?
Or put it on pause. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to cancel.
Which one did you decide to cancel?
I canceled Southern Skeins.
Oh, you liked that one.
I don't like it as well as the other 2.
Oh, okay.
I don't like it as well as the other 2. And it's not the yarn. Somebody suggested that I keep Southern Skeins because I liked the colors of the yarn better. But that changes every month.
Yeah.
So you can't really base it on that. So what I based it on is the goodies that come with it. That's what I based it on. The other two have better goodies.
Oh, I did. While we were gone, my second Annie's
Yep.
Kit Club came.
Mine was here too. Haven't even done the first month.
No, I haven't. I did start it. I did
Oh,
start
did
it.
you? I haven't even started
Yeah,
it.
the night before we left for the retreat, I had everything that I was working on packed up to go. So I didn't have anything to work on. So I just grabbed that little packet and I did.
Oh, that night.
Yeah, that night before.
Yep, I haven't started it.
Or afternoon before, actually, because I went to bed at 6 o'clock the night before we left.
Went to bed at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Yep, we got up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to have a good, nice, long
You
sleep.
were rested.
I was well rested. But that was only because I hadn't slept the night before because I had event syndrome.
Right.
I was too excited.
And then when we got to the retreat, you kind of got back in your off-balanced sleep habits or whatever they are. I don't know.
They're just different.
They're just
Andy.
different.
They're just different.
There you
They're
go.
not any worse or better.
No,
They're just different.
Guess not. No.
Some people are night people and some people are morning people.
And you're not always a night person, though.
No.
Just recently. Or
well, no, I've struggled on and off with insomnia my entire adult life. But so I might sleep for 3 hours in the middle of the afternoon and 3 hours from like 3 to 6 in the morning. And that's all I sleep for the day. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just weird. It's just non-traditional, let's say.
Yes, that's what it is. Non-traditional.
Non-traditional.
So you went to some non-traditional sleeping at the retreat.
Yes.
And I'm going to just assume that continued when you got home.
Oh, no. When I got home, I passed out.
Oh, I mean now, like.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout the rest of the week, you're staying up late again. And yeah. Hence why we've come up with our plan.
Yes. Well, no, because the next morning, bright and early, Maddie showed up at my door.
Oh. Maddie hung out there a little bit while you were gone.
Yes, she did. Mm-hmm. And so when I got home about 1:30 in the morning. And of course, after driving, you're kind of wired. So I couldn't just go right to sleep. So I was up quite late.
Oh, that night when you got home, you stayed up?
Yes.
Oh, I went to bed.
I can't. Well, I can't go. I couldn't go from driving and being, wide awake, alert to just boom asleep. I just.
I mean, I was asleep within an hour, probably.
I had to chill out.
Took care of a few things, got my stuff in, whatnot, and I was asleep within an hour, probably.
I wish I could have done that, but no, I stayed up for a while, and then Maddie showed up bright and early the next morning. And
yes, Sherry, I have seen her framed paintings. They're pretty cool. Yeah, you can post them in the Facebook group. You can post whatever you're working on in the Facebook group. We have no,
Oh, that's a space there, not a. Okay. I almost
we are not a brand specific Facebook group, so.
I almost messed that right up. I'm glad that I took a second look.
Don't do that.
I know.
Well, I got 2 rows done, and I would say that I'm proud of that because they are 2 rows that are a little more difficult.
Yes, and I got 3 rows done, but I got 5 rows done, but they're silly rows. They're just
silly.
They're just
more
rows.
Simple rows.
Yeah,
and that's what I found. Some rows go really fast, but the shell row takes forever.
Mm-hmm. The popcorn row takes forever.
And then the popcorn
back post
row takes forever. Mm-hmm. Those are very time-consuming ones. I look forward to doing the double crochets and the, I'm at the end. What do I do at my end here? After
I'm like, okay, with this pattern, I am a lot like I am with diamond painting. When I'm doing a square, I want to do a round. And when I'm doing a round, I want to do a square.
oh,
With this pattern, when I'm doing the easy rows, I want to do the other rows. And when I'm doing the other rows, I want the easy rows.
you're craving the other ones.
Yeah. The grass is always greener, so to
Of
speak.
course. And then I do a double crochet, chain one, double crochet at the end. Okay. So, I mean, truly for next week, I mean, we just keep working, right?
Yeah, we'll just keep working. Yeah. And hopefully by next week, we will have a pattern picked.
It's getting bigger. Look.
It is getting bigger. Yeah. Hopefully by next week, we'll have a pattern chosen and be able to tell you what kind of yarn.
Hello, Bella the Beast. Yeah, I just got to keep track of my rows. I'll get confused if I don't like write it down and keep track. Oh, come on, blue. On blue. Where are you, blue? Oh, there's still a lot of this purple black. Purple black. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Angie, you gotta go.
Oh, I do have to go. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my heavens.
So we're gonna seriously look for a top pattern.
Yep,
we're gonna work on this next week again, and then I don't know, maybe after that we go to the top.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't forget to post.
Finish this up. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not gonna be ready for a border. Here's what we could do. We can just work on this at our leisure.
Oh, and then come back and do the border like in a month or so.
Yeah, just sometime just come back and do the border.
That's a great idea.
Maybe even after we finish the top.
That's a super good idea.
Finish the top and then pop back in and do this border.
But don't forget to post your pictures to Crochet-A-Long 2024.
Yes. Yes.
All right. And if anybody has any suggestions for a top pattern, we are open to them.
Yes. Today is the Chuck-A-Long start.
Woohoo! I can't wait. As soon as I get home from picking Nate up, that's what I'm going to do for the whole rest of the night is work on my Chuck. You want to see how much I got done so far?
Sure.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this.
Nate's not going to go anywhere. He'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, he'll be waiting. He can't go anywhere. It only takes me like 5 minutes to get to the school.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got time. So hold on. Let me grab this.
Yeah, it's funny when I fold my shawl up this way bring the bottom up to the top, how much darker this bottom part actually is. It's so weird. I didn't even notice it.
So I got almost 4 whole sections done.
Wow.
Just since midnight last night. Well, actually since about 1 because it took me about an hour to kit it up.
Wow, look at you go.
I know. I have a couple more colors to do in this section, in these 2
and
sections.
You've already made some birds. Look at you.
I did. I made some cute little birdies. And I think this is a boat.
They have a cardigan this week, Melinda. I already looked. It's a cardigan.
Expression?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
I've been in a sweater kind of mood lately.
So, I mean, here's my question. She offers her patterns free often. Could we do that on my channel because they were free?
Right, because you can download them free, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would just have to tell everybody download
this
pattern.
But they're not always free.
But they're not always free, just for that day or whatever, right?
They're free for about a week or two.
Are they that long? Okay,
yeah.
Just for the day.
No, she offers them longer than that. But like some of the patterns that I have, some of her top patterns are currently not free. They're not free.
Right, yes, because I have like seen Facebook posts of a pattern that had previously been free, and then when I go to get it, it's no longer free.
Right. And that's what happens. They're not free. They're free for a short time. You can download it and then you have it for free. But everybody who's here wouldn't be able to get it for free now.
Right.
unless it's a current one.
Yeah, so that might not work. I
Right.
don't remember how I started this row.
That was my thing.
I think I did 2 singles. I put my pattern away and now I don't remember how I started this row.
See, this is a really pattern necessary shawl.
Because if you don't get it right, your counts are going to be off,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're going to be kitty wampus.
It's definitely pattern
I just got. I'm gonna just do the la 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 to the last chain.
La, 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 la.
Oh, see, I'm glad I didn't put 2 in there. There's only 1 goes in there. 1 single in the chain 3 space. And I am on row 21 now.
Well, I am back to row 16.
Okay. Well, we'll work on this again next week and we'll have a pattern.
I have to have a pattern
to talk about next week.
Yep. Alrighty.
All right. I'll see you guys.
Okay.
I got to go get my kid.
All right.
All
Bye,
right,
you guys. See you next week.
Bye.